Now, what many people would perhaps find astounding is the fact that two consecutive reports, which are in a response, apparently a sealed response, it should have been a sealed response, to the Varanasi court, have been leaked even before the court has made any pronouncements about its contents. What does that indicate? I think we've lost that signal.
I think every protocol seems to be set aside.
Yeah, go ahead, Alok.
Yeah, sorry, I was just saying that, it seems to indicate that in the name of faith, perhaps, every protocol is being pushed aside, and that is not really an ideal situation. Like you pointed out,
will hear the case on Monday, then probably look at the report, then decide whether to accept the court in a court of law, the report in a court of law or not. That has not happened. And yet you have the petitioners or the lawyers of the petitioners releasing this report in public domain. The other question, before I talk about the report itself, is the moot point or the basic question of whether this survey violates the Places of Worship Act 1991 that calls for the status quo at religious places as on the day of independence or not, is a question that will be decided because the Supreme Court is hearing that appeal by the side of the mosque. And yet you have these fast-paced developments taking place where like you said, we have the report in its minutest detail. I mean, there is nothing left. There is no secrecy.
No, and Alok, this was released by the lawyers, right? Lawyers of those lawyers associated with the surveyor himself.
No, lawyers associated with the petitioners. So what they are saying is that they wanted a certified copy so that they could read it and file any objections if needed, and that is why they have gone ahead.
No, but even isn't that, and Sanket, come in on this, even isn't that strange? The petitioners went to the court, they filed a particular case. The case had said that there has to be a surveyor. The first surveyor released, I mean, it was while he was a surveyor, it was all leaked out. This now, the second consecutive time when this is taking place, the petitioners went to the surveyor and said, give us a copy of your report. Then they go and release it to the entire world. How could they have gotten the report at all?
Absolutely, Vishnu. In fact, as far as this survey and the survey report is concerned, this has been reduced to a joke. Right from the very beginning, when the original survey commissioner was questioned, there were two more who were affiliated to this enterprise. Then one of the new survey commissioners alleged that the old survey commissioner is indulging, or his crew is indulging, in an activity which is not correct. Then the court takes cognizance of this, sacks the original survey commissioner. He today submits his report also. The new survey commissioner submits his report also. The Hindu side then petitions in the very same court saying that no, get the original advocate commissioner because we feel that the report will be incorrect. And as if all of this was not enough to raise great amount of doubt, you have the report itself being leaked and with absolute granular details available now for all and sundry. This is very, very open now. This is a report which has been shared by petitioners, and for the benefit of our viewers, we must mention that NDTV cannot independently verify the authenticity of the claims that are being made on behalf of Vishal Singh's report. But it is being attributed to his report, and this report says, the leaked report says that the Gyanvapi Mosque filming has been filed in the court. Pillars in the mosque basement have engravings of flowers and kalash. The report says that carvings in ancient Hindi language were found on the pillar in the basement. The report also says that symbol of Trishul is there on a wall of the basement. Two large pillars and an arch protruding from the western wall of the mosque. Petitioners called them remnants of temples. Mosque committee opposed it. A conical structure was found below the central dome of the mosque. Then the report also says that the stone below the third dome of the mosque has lotus engravings on it. Petitioners called this a temple. The mosque committee denied it. The round structure with 2.5 feet height noticed in the pond used for wuzu. Now, this is of course that very controversial and contentious shivling versus fountain discussion that is there. So that has been reportedly mentioned in this survey report. Then this report goes on to say that petitioners called this a shivling. Mosque committee said it was a fountain. asked the mosque committee to run the fountain, but they could not. Object looks like a big shivling. So that is the content of what now is being circulated in the media as the report which was filed by the Advocate Commissioner Vishal Singh. But yes, you're right, it's indeed very unfortunate that something, Vishnu, that was supposed to be in a sealed envelope is out there in the public.